What's going on, people? So, as the title says, Air Max month is coming around. I mean, it doesn't exactly say that, but I mean, if you've been around here long enough, it's kind of implied. You know what I'm saying? And it's a known fact. I mean, it's February. That happens in March, right? It's coming pretty soon, in like 2 weeks, maybe, something like that. Either way, so as I often do, I tend to buy some Air Max shoes or whatever. It gives me some reviews to sprinkle throughout the month and all that stuff. Last year, I forget exactly how it worked, but I feel like I bought something new for each week of the month. And I think the month or the year before that, I think that was the year I bought like all new models so I could try out a bunch of new things. So yeah, I try to switch it up. So, 5 years into this whole thing, start running out of ideas, people, and that's kind of where we are now. So I'm just gonna buy some stuff and talk about it. So that's what's going on here, more or less. I'm just gonna get these things opened up, kind of talk about them a little bit, maybe do some kind of a review. We'll see what happens. I just like to let these things shape themselves. So let's go ahead and get on into this. Actually, I don't even need that knife. Well, I do if I want to open it from the right side. So let's go ahead and do that. So cutting into this, now this first box, as you see right here, this box comes from Nike.com or the sneakers thing. I think it's more of the Nike.com. So it's nothing that I had to go out of my way for. None of this is anything particularly special in any kind of way. It's all just standard stuff because if you know me, you know I'm into just like your normal things, nothing too fancy. So let's go ahead, open it up. I mean, some of the things are nice, right? But none of it is like super sought after, is what I'm saying. So there you go. Up first, we have this right here, right? So that says Air Max 1. Good. So I did open the right box. I didn't really read it. I just was pretty sure I had these in the right order. So let's see what we got going on in here. There's that one, and then there's this one. Set the paper down, close the box, set the box down, and now we can talk about this right here. So this right here, as you see, it's an Air Max 1. That's what the box said, and it's no lie, people. Now this is one of the newer colors. I believe it's newer. It's the dark stucco or something like that. Let me see. What did that say? Stucco, dark stucco. I don't even think stucco is a word. But yeah, so dark stucco Air Max 1 SC. What does the SC stand for? You're going to have to ask somebody else because I don't know. And I'm not looking it up, right? I could. I have the internet, but I'm not going to. Let's just start with the bottom here. Down there, what you're looking at, gum bottom kind of style, right? Moving up here to the midsole, standard stuff, typical white, nothing too crazy about it. Looking at the upper materials, though, you got some leather going on around the front, a lot of mesh that kind of comes back a little farther than I tend to remember these being. But I haven't done an Air Max review in some time. I did one like a couple months ago, but I was doing a lot of reviews then. It was all a blur after the first like couple. Moving along over here, this is feeling pretty nice. Some kind of little suede type of action happened in the middle section, kind of an olive sort of color. I don't know how that's coming out on the screen, so I'll spell it out for you. Then you got a black swoosh over there, another black swoosh over there, because they like to double down on that. Moving around to the back, that's what's happening on the back. Little Nike Air stitched in with some gray kind of color. And so looking around over at the front, there you go. Same stuff as you've seen on a million other Air Max 1s. Nothing you haven't seen. It's very typical, very standard. It's just that this one happens to have a little bit of leather and some suede here. That's not always the thing that they do on these, but that's what they went with on this one. Inside, you kind of see a little bit of the Nike Air thing. It's sort of that, well, it's more of this color, this purplish color. But otherwise, you got a whole lot of olive sort of color and some black. It's a very fall colored shoe, but when I saw it, I thought, it's been a while since I picked up an Air Max 1, I think. So let's go ahead and do this. Actually, it was November was the last one I picked up because I remember Black Friday sale from Lapstone and Hammer. But either way, I figured I'll get an Air Max 1 because, after 5 years of doing these Air Max things, like let's bring back one of the ones that I like, which is the Air Max 1. It's definitely in my top 5. I made a whole video about that. Is it ranked number 1 out of the 5? I'm not going to say that. I don't know where it ranks, honestly, but I know it's in there. And that's why when I did the review or that little video of my top 5 Air Max models or whatever, that's why I wasn't in order because that stuff's difficult, and it kind of just changes on the day. There might be some days where I think, oh yeah, the Air Max Plus is the best thing ever. And then the next day, I'm like, oh, well, the Air Max 2009 was pretty good too, so maybe it's that one. That's why I'm never one to put things in order. It just doesn't make sense. So, and who cares, right? There's also that. So, got another box here. We have 3 boxes. If you didn't see the thumbnail or whatever, there's 3 of them. So let's go ahead, jump on into here, see what's happening. And this is a sticker from Sneaker Politics. So it's got a little clown face sort of something going on there, whatever that is. Set this knife down because I believe I'm done with that. So yeah, I don't deal with Sneaker Politics a whole lot. I've got nothing against them. The one time I did go through them, it worked out great. I got a pair of army colored gel light 3s for my dad. It was like his favorite thing in the world. And honestly, even for me, I'd say that was probably my purchase of the year for that year, whatever year that was. So moving along, let's go ahead and open this thing up, see what we're looking at. Set that down there. Got some bubble wrap over here. No need for that. This is the side of the box right there. What does that say? I don't really remember what it would say. It says Air Max Plus Drift. I was actually just talking about the Air Max Plus. What do you know? Looking forward to those Griffey-inspired Air Max 86s. I don't even know what you're talking about. So no, not even a little bit. All right, so moving along, we got some stuff here these look like they might be a little big. Sometimes stuff just looks big. Maybe it's just because of the stuff on the outside. What is this? This is weird. I don't know. Not sure how to feel about that. What's with these laces? You know what? We'll cover the things. I'll stay my thoughts as I get into it. This right here, for those who missed it, is the Air Max Plus Drift in some kind of color that I don't recall. Phantom something or other in light armory blue. So I think they're just throwing stuff out there at this point. But I saw this and I was like, oh, well, I do like the Air Max Plus, right? I just said that moments ago. This is kind of like a different spin on it. This might be something worth trying out. So some number of dollars later, here we are. Down across the bottom, oh, that's kind of cool. Down across the bottom, you have this sort of gum style color. That's like the second time I've said that because these also had a similar color. Not as cool as these though. So we got that happening, got a little bit of that blue going on as well, right? Otherwise, it is a fairly similar build to the Air Max Plus. So let's go ahead and move on up here. Look at the rest of it, midsole wise. Got a lot of white. I was curious about those Air Max Pluses. I was too. Now here I am. Look at me. So here's this right here, the midsole. It's pretty decent, right? Looks a lot like what you may have seen in the past. Just got a little bit more of this gum sort of color happening, right? I don't believe I have any Air Max Pluses with that sort of color. But either way, same sort of thing. Got a little bit of blue on this side, right, as far as the bubble goes. And as they always are on the inside, you have the yellow and the red making up the inner bubble. It's like that on all the Air Max Pluses. It's kind of a strange color combination to like really stick to or whatever. But somebody pointed it out to me years ago. And so now I just pass it on once in a while because I feel like it's a thing maybe not everybody knows. So anyways, looking at the upper here, right? This piece, this beigeish color that you see all throughout here, this is like a weird feel. Kind of reminds me of like the plastic material that I see on a lot of my trail shoes and cold weather shoes and stuff because it's very plasticky. It doesn't feel super rugged or whatever, but it'll at least be there to keep your feet from getting too wet, though you also have this mesh here. So, you know, you got the best of both worlds or something, I guess. Either way, so down there, it has a lot of intertwined colors and stuff. So you have some kind of like a reddish burgundy sort of thing, and then it kind of drifts into, I guess there's that. It drifts into this sort of beigeish color, and then it finishes up with this blue, right? So it's going on the same way on the inside as well. So there you go. Only difference being here on the inside, you got some blue, whereas on the outside, you have the beige. So see that? Maybe you remember that from the beginning of the video. And so that's actually a pretty nice look. It's just kind of jarring at first because it's a lot to take in, right? Then you got a blue swoosh on the back there. Over here, you have another swoosh, but this one isn't colored or anything. It's just kind of on there. And I have seen some other colorways of these popping up. And I'm thinking that this could be one that people might get into, right? because a lot of people like the Air Max Plus, and this has a lot of room to make some really cool colorways. Though I did also say that about the Vapor Max 2023, and then they made like 3 colors or something. So we'll see what happens with this. But already, I think I've seen better colors of these than those Vapor Max 23s. Either way, getting back on to things, right? These laces, like I was talking about, let's talk about that for a second. They're super thin, right? Like very thin. It's very strange to me, you know? Kind of feels like something you find in a pair of sweatpants or something, you know? But it's just one of those things that was weird because I'm so used to the Air Max Plus laces where they're kind of round, kind of flat, like I said in a video that I just put up yesterday, I think it was. Either way, so you got that, and then at the top you got the standard Nike Air thing, and it's stitched on there, right? So let's move that down. See what I'm saying there? It's kind of a stitched on sort of deal. But it feels nice. It does feel nice. This material on here around the Nike thing kind of feels a lot like what you have down here, just a little bit better. And then under that, nice padded mesh making up the tongue, right? So not bad. And it kind of has a nice little shine to it if the light hits it. Not like a 3M type of shine or whatever, just a little bit of a shimmer. And then down on the inside, Air Max TN, right? Well, it says TN Air, but you know what I'm saying. Then back of the side there, just going to be your standard mesh on the back because that's how they do the tongues, right? Now, the question that some people might have is like, how do these fit? And I get it, right? I'm curious how they fit too, but you're just going to have to give me a few seconds here so I can slip these on and let you know. But I did buy them in a true to size fit, and you know what? They fit exactly like I would have expected to. I'll hold up this pair while I talk a little bit. So they do kind of have like a sort of a rigid type of feel, honestly, because you know normally like this is all mesh, right? So since it's not all mesh, this part's kind of locking things in just a wee bit. Same as I've said about certain 350s where they had like all the plastic strips on the side. When it's not full prime knit, well then you can just expect a different experience. So these are the same way, right? So it does feel a little bit rigid in there, especially in like the top of the toe box, like this piece of it, you know. So if you're trying to move your feet all around in there, they might break in over time, but just right now they're feeling almost bowling shoeish in the sense that there's just not the same experience of mesh and cotton or whatever that you expect from other Air Max Pluses. Is it bad? No, it's not bad. I think it's going to be just fine. But otherwise, they don't seem to feel as narrow as some people say about like the standard Air Max Plus. But all in all, I'm going to stick with true to size for me, right? So if that's worked out for you in the past on Air Max Pluses, I would say just buy whatever size you bought in those, and you'll probably be good in these. And then past that, I would likely also say maybe look at waiting on a sale because 180 for these, it's not bad. You know, I feel like it's decent because it's, you know, they switch it up a little bit, right? But overall, it's still a lot of money, right? And I feel like as an Air Max model, they're going to make a bunch of them, and then you can just wait out a sale. And you know, because they're going to make a bunch of colors, hopefully. That's usually when all the sales kick in. So what's going on? Those are Fireballs with a fresh fitted. I haven't had time to watch your live since a year. Love your videos. Oh, wait, those are not the same people. So the first two from Trayendo. Yeah, cool. Thank you, I guess. I mean, I'm not your boss. I don't even know you, right? I don't even have a business. No, well, actually, this is technically considered like being self-employed if you're paid for YouTube things. Yeah, so, you know, there is that when it comes like tax season or whatever. That's the thing. But fresh fitted, yeah, that's not my style personally. But, you know, good luck to you in that endeavor. And then Tally Jimmy. What's up, those React Prestos? I want to buy them. These aren't React Prestos. And then, wait, I missed somebody. I haven't had, oh, yeah, I don't blame you. There hasn't been a lot in the last year. Honestly, I took most of 2023 off. Forgot to show you the side of the box, but Air Max 270. Air Max 270. Yeah, I took most of last year off for the most part, right? I still put up stuff once in a while, but it was mostly trash, to be completely honest. A couple of wrestling crate unboxings, a bunch of short videos that have no substance behind them. It was not a good year, right, for this channel last year. That was mostly because after finishing up school, I didn't feel like doing much else. So I didn't. And then last year in December, it was a mad dash to get all the videos that I needed to do throughout the end of 2022 and all of 2023 to get those all out to the public before the year was over, which I did, and it was not easy, people. But either way, so minus that whole tangent, yeah, if you didn't watch anything over the last year, you missed nothing. Trust me on that. I was there. Let's see. Hey, you're the boss. Okay. It's like some kind of Tony Danza thing I could make a joke about, but I feel like that's the thing people don't care about anymore. Starting with the bottom, this is a pair of 270, so we're going to breeze through it. Down there, what you're looking at, same style you've seen on a lot of other these 270s, not a big deal. Moving along, also not a big deal, because who hasn't seen a pair of these, right? So I'm going to let you know, here's the thing. I don't like the 270. Never have, never will, possibly. But I thought to myself, it's been years since I've picked up a pair, years since I even worn a pair. Thought I should get a new one, see if I still don't like it, right? Because it's been a while. Like I said, I'm coming up on the 5 years of doing these little videos talking about Air Max month and all that crap. So I thought, let's go ahead and instead of focusing on all these things that I'm into, let's talk about something that I don't like so much. And that's why I picked up a pair of these. Luckily, I did get it on sale, kind of, sort of. So there's that. It could have been a deeper sale if I waited a little while, but hey, I was kind of at a time constraint, if you will. So I picked them up, and it's not a bad color, right? I do believe that the Air Max 270 gets most of the good colors. It's kind of like the NMD in that way, which I also don't like. But personally, I just didn't feel that they were all that great walking around in them or anything like that. But I do have a few because, I think I have 3 because they've had some decent colors, and I was trying to get into them at the time, and then I just gave up. But we're trying it again because it's been like 5 years since the last time I bought one. Wait, has it been that long? Yeah, because it was 2019. It was that orange pair. What was that? Total Orange, I think. There's a review on it somewhere on the YouTube channel, right? Either way, so these right here, they're not bad, color wise, but I feel like I'm just not gonna like walking around in them because I haven't liked walking around in them in the past. But we'll see what happens. Let's see what the comments are doing. And it says, do you still dislike them now that you have them? I mean, I haven't even put them on, so I can't really say anything about that. You know what I'm saying? Like, a color is a color. Like, that's neither here nor there. It's about the experience of wearing something that really makes you like it or dislike it, at least in my opinion, right? So that's what I'm talking about right now. Now, obviously, I haven't worn these. I just took them out of the box. You saw it happen. So we'll make that determination later, and there'll be some kind of video on this here YouTube channel saying, yeah, man, I thought they were going to be better because maybe I hadn't worn them in so long, and no, they're still kind of trash. Or, wow, these are actually like really good. What was I thinking in 2019? These are fantastic. One of those, maybe somewhere in the middle. We'll see what happens. What else? Oh, it's more under. Yeah, that's the thing that matters. I mean, who cares about the color? I mean, I've seen some things in some great colors that like I don't wear so much because I don't want to. They look cool, but functionality and comfort is way more important than just looking cool. At least to me. I get that that's not the outlook for everybody or whatever. No problem. Live your life however you want to live your life. Spend your money however you want to spend your money. We might just differ in those ways. It is what it is, though. Are we good here? Anybody else saying anything that I need to hear or read or acknowledge? Looks like we're not. So that's fantastic because I'll tell you this, I am hungry, right? It's been a while since lunch and it's, 7 p.m. now? So I'm kind of wanting to go get a little something to eat. Maybe start this Descendants album over again because I really like this one and I missed most of it because I turned it on and then immediately started talking over the music so I could address the people, right? And I've addressed the people now, so I feel like I'm good and can move on. But we will do the quick recap and whatnot because that's the thing that I do at the end of the video. So we will start with the first thing up. Air Max 1 in dark stucco, Air Max 1 SC if you want to get technical. So there you go, a little bit of leather, a little bit of suede, and a whole lot of awesome, at least in my opinion. These are relatively new, and I've seen them in a lot of places, which means they should hit some discounts, hopefully soon, because then you can pay less money than I did, which is the way to go, right? And then this is also kind of heavy. So, I mean, it probably looks like it would be, but just so you know, these are heavy. Either way, the Air Max Plus Drift in Phantom something and Armory Blue. Very cool. I'm liking these a whole lot, right? The weight of them is one thing to consider, but I'm thinking that overall these are going to be just as comfortable as a standard Air Max Plus, so no complaints there. And then we round things off with this right here, the Air Max 270, right? Remember this guy? Yeah, I was just talking about it like 2 minutes ago, maybe something like that. So now, if anybody has anything to say that you want me to address or whatever, go ahead and say it. Meanwhile, I'm going to start closing out this video and then I'm going to end the whole thing. From me to you, have a nice rest of your day or rest of your night, whatever it is, wherever you are. I will have some other contents coming along, hopefully this week. I recorded things, shot some pictures. So if you like Ultra Boost 23s or Ultra Boost lights, expect something. There's not going to be any on feet or whatever because they're not for me. I buy a lot of shoes for my parents. It's just a thing that I do. They're into comfortable shoes and so am I. And I like to spread the wealth. And then after that, I don't have any other reviews until these things pop up. And this won't be until these will probably be released on the 1st of March. That sounds right. That's a Friday, right? Yeah. So there's going to be a bit of a drought here, ladies and gentlemen. So whatever. I got apparently like 1,400 other videos of some capacity. So if you really want your fix on mediocre shoe videos and random rants about wrestling, well, there's a lot of it to be had. So what else do we have here? If you have a regular Air Max Plus and now these, that will make for a good comparison in terms of look size. Yes, it does. It does make for videos and such. It also makes long videos and not a fan of that all the time. So there probably won't be a whole lot of that, just because I just don't want to. I mean, that's all it comes down to. Would it be useful to a lot of people? It would. It truly would. Are there other videos that are doing the same thing out there? I would not doubt it. I would not doubt it. So, and then he says, so sorry I missed. Yeah, don't worry about it. Also, I like the new chat. What? Is it new? And yeah, and he says fair. Because yeah, if you look at all the other comparison videos that I've done, a lot of stuff goes into that. A lot more than I care to do. Right? But I do it depending on where my mind is in the moment. But these, on this particular day, I'm going to, whatever day it is, I'm going to record all three of these things at the same time. And then it's going to be like 3 sets of the on feet and all the pictures and stuff. That in itself is a lot. If these were bride and solo or whatever, and it was just like the middle of June and I didn't have anything else going on, perhaps I would, but not this time. And I have a couple of those like older reviews to do where it won't be an on feet, but just kind of like a, hey, this is a thing that I have from years ago that I never talked about. Is it interesting? So there'll be 4 of those because I think there's 4 Thursdays in March. So expect some of those too. What else are we looking at here? I have a fair. Oh, sorry, brain fart. Oh, okay, no problem. I don't know what you're talking about, Trey Endo, but find them online and buy them, I guess. That's my advice. If I have something that you also want to have, watch the review. If you need to watch the review to get your mind around if you really want it, look at the style code, which is always in the title and in the thumbnail, and in the description. Search it up and then you'll find it. That's a little thing that I always do in my videos because sometimes people want to know like what that actual shoe is. That's why at the end of the titles, there's always that string of numbers and letters. It's the style code, right? You search for that on Google or Yahoo or Bing or DuckDuckGo or whatever you search for things, it'll usually take you to a site that has the thing for sale, right? Or at least get you in the ballpark of where you might find it. So just in case you're curious why that's always there, it's mildly helpful to some people. All right, so we're good. I've answered everything, so fantastic. Thanks for showing up, but please, there's a lot of better things out there in the world to be doing with your time than listening to me rant about nonsense. So go ahead and do some of those other things. And maybe next time, if you're still here, you can tell me how that worked out for you. But for now, we all have better things to do. So later, people.